In this video, we'll be solving problem of the day of LeetCode, which is 1310. So in this question, we are given an array and another array of array, which is queries, named queries, and the first array is ARR. So what we have to do is, in queries array, we are given, for each entry, we are given left and right. So we have to find XOR of ARR of left from till ARR of right. So basically, if we are given left of I and right of I, so we would have to find ARR of left of I XOR till ARR of right of I. So what we have to do is, we have to return an array containing answers to all the queries of the following XORs. So there are two methods for doing this question. So I'll be explaining both of them. So first is pretty basic. Over where what we'll doing is, we'll for each query we'll be finding XOR for entire from left to right. So now let's see code for our method 1, which is just a simple brute force code. Okay, so this is our code. Yep. So what I am doing over here is, I am maintaining an answer array for returning, which will be our answer, and then I'm iterating over all the queries, and then I have made an external or another function in which I am passing my array, my left and my right, as we are given over here, right? That left is given and the right is given. So what I am doing over here is, I'm iterating over all the queries, and then I am simply passing my left and right. Okay, then over here I am receiving my array and left and right. Initially, to return what value we have to return, I am putting the whatever the first or the leftmost element I am putting in that answer, and then I am starting my loop from L+1, and then I am going till. We have to just keep this in mind that we have to go till R, because in constraints it is mentioned that R could be till array of length, smaller than array of length. It can't be the array of length, so we will have to go till R. Okay, so equals to sign is mandatory over here. So, and then I'm simply doing XOR from left to right. This loop is for simply doing XOR from L+1 to R. Okay, and then I'm returning that value, and then I'm simply pushing that XORed value into my answer, and then I'm simply returning this value. So returning my answer array. So let's see whether this code works fine or not. It will work fine. I have already tested it. Yep, it's working. So yep, let's see whether it's passing all test cases or not. Strangely, this code is also passing all the test cases, but it shouldn't be passing, because most of the times in some other coding platforms also you might get TLE for this code. So now let's see the another code. I don't know why it's taking so long, but yes, it's I have made a submission for this, and it was passing perfectly fine. I have made this submission and it was working perfectly fine. Okay, so it's passing, miraculously it's passing, but it might not pass in other it might not pass in other coding platforms. So let's see our method 2, which will for sure pass for all that, for everywhere. Yep, as we can see that it is passing now. Okay, so this is our code for method 2. I will explain what we are trying to do over here is, first of all, we are computing a pre-processed array. So what we are trying to do in pre-processed array, first I will explain you that, and then we will hop onto the code. Okay, so what pre-processed array is storing, for pre-process of 0 means pre-process of 0, what we are storing is, we are storing XOR till here. Okay, and then for pre-process of 1, we are storing XOR till here, means this element and this element. Then for pre-process of 2, where we are storing till here. Okay, so means this and this. Okay, then for pre-process of 4, we are storing, or 3, we are storing this element, then this element, and then this element, and so on for till n-1. Okay, and okay, then what we are trying to do is, once we have pre-processed that array, we have stored pre-processed array, so I'm simply doing XOR for till 0 to I. Okay, so let's see, for first of all, initially for 0, I'm simply storing whatever is there in array of 0, and then what I'm doing, that I'm starting this loop from I equals to 1, and I'm going till array of size. Okay, and I'm storing for each index. What I'm doing is, I'm doing XOR of array of I and preprocess array of I minus 1. So array of I preprocess I minus 1 would be storing XOR till, like, whatever index we are supposing till here, right? For I minus 1, if we want to find for I, and then I minus 1 would be storing for all the indexes from 0 to I minus 1 of XORing of array. So now once we have computed this pre-process array, then what we have to do is, then the next part is like pretty simple. We have to first of all maintain an array which we would be returning as our answer. Then I am simply iterating over all the queries, and I am first of all finding out L and R. Then if the L is 0, okay, then if the L is 0, then what we have to do is we will simply push whatever is there till in the process of R. Okay, I will explain why we are doing this. And if L is not 0, then what we are doing is we are doing XOR of preprocess L minus 1 and preprocess R. Okay, now let's understand why this code is working and what is happening over here. Okay, supposingly this is L and this is R. Now preprocess of L would be storing XOR till here, okay, and preprocess of R would be storing XOR till here. So what we are trying to do is we are simply doing XOR of this and this, so it will result into XOR of till here L and R. What we are trying to do is we are doing XOR till of L minus 1 and XOR of R, right? Preprocess of R. I'm talking about over index over here, right? So what it will do is it will exclude this part and it will include only this part into our answer. If you do a dry run for this, you will get a better understanding of it. But like over here, the simple concept is when we are doing XOR of preprocess L minus 1 and preprocess of R, what we are trying to do is we are trying to exclude this part, okay, which is L minus 1 from 0 to L minus 1. But when L is 0, then we don't have anything to exclude, right? Then what we are doing is we are simply putting preprocess of R into our answer array, and then we are simply returning whatever there. Then once our answer array is computed, then we are simply returning that answer array. Let's see whether this code works or not. It will work. And for this code, the time complexity is O of 2n. O of n, because we are pre-computing this array, so O of n is taken by this. So this is taking O of n, and this is also taking this is taking O of q. So this is taking O of q. Okay. So basically for this one, the time complexity would be, for this code, for method 2, the time complexity would be O of n plus q, and space complexity would be O of n. But for the method 1, the time complexity would be O of n into q, and the space complexity would be O of 1, because in this code, as you can see, we are not using any extra array. We are just storing our answer array which we have to return, so we can exclude that thing because we have to return it. But in this code, we are storing a extra preprocess array, so which is taking a space of O of n. So and this code is passing. So that's all for me, guys.